What's going on, champs and chambettes? It's FireMonkey here, and Fortnite's future is kind of in a scary spot right now. I know this is a little bit weird to kind of drop in right away, but we actually lost someone who is very important to the history and, the development of Fortnite as a whole over the past basically like 6 years of the game. Now, for those who don't know who Donald Mustard is, then, you might have either been living under a rock or you might just not use social media too much to know that name, but he is the Chief Creative Officer at Epic Games. He has been known for teasing tons of collaborations coming to Fortnite, hyping up tons of events and tons of stuff like that, and whenever you hear about events, he is kind of the person you think of, right? Because he is the one who we all think, kind of orchestrates all the storyline type stuff, hypes up all the events and everything, and tries building up this very cool universe for us to enjoy. And I mean, in the past, he was talking about stuff like how Midas wasn't over, like his storyline wasn't done. He was talking about how, the Seven could technically return whenever they want to, in the future, the Seven technically aren't like fully gone or whatnot. He was the one who told us that the Singularity and the Paradigm were the same person, which kind of got put up in the air once we had the whole entire situation where, like the Paradigm was also like Brie Larson or whatever else. He's the one who is responsible for all those types of little bits of lore and everything else that we currently know are commonplace today in Fortnite's, whole entire storyline and everything they're doing. However, he made a post earlier today, which you're going to see on screen right now, which is basically saying that he is retiring from his role of the Chief Creative Officer at Epic Games this month. He says that he has enjoyed nearly 25 years in the gaming industry, collaborating with some of the most talented people ever, talking about how he went from just making this small little company called Chair, where they created simple games like Shadow Complex, Infinity Blades Trilogy, and tons of stuff like that, and then how they ended up becoming a part of Epic Games, with each new chapter of his life allowing him to experience and accomplish more things that he never knew would be possible, and how he's been able to create and shape Fortnite. And I mean, even the creation of Battle Royale was kind of an idea, as far as I can remember, from his brother, one of the Donald Mustard brother who does YouTube Mustard Plays, who said that, a Battle Royale would have been cool whenever they were just working on Save the World. So it's kind of like the creation of Battle Royale for Fortnite is even somewhat the impact of Donald Mustard. He goes on to say that he is humbled to have been part of the team and that every day tries to bring joy and delight to the Fortnite community, and he loved watching every moment, from us leaping out of the battle bus to getting a win, to watching the rocket crack open the sky, being sucked into a black hole, being washed out to the sea as the island flipped over, and all that type of stuff. And it's just a very wholesome message overall. Now, on one hand, I want to say, thank you, Donald Mustard, for everything you've given to this game, right? All the events and everything else that, you've kind of been known as the person for. Thank you for all of these opportunities and all the cool little experiences we've been able to see from time and time again. And it's been a very fun journey as a Fortnite player, seeing how all these things have changed. However, with that said, I hope Donald Mustard has a wonderful retirement, right? I hope that, everything goes well for him. I'm not, going to be like, however, I can't believe the game's going to change because Donald Mustard left. He's not trapped for a role for all of eternity, right? I know some people might think, if you're really good at your job, then you should do only this job and nothing else. No, I think, it's going to be an interesting little changing period for Fortnite as Donald Mustard leaves, but we are just in an interesting spot overall. We're having the chief creative guy leave, who has kind of shaped Fortnite as it is today, and at the exact same time with him leaving, we also know that Fortnite's kind of in this weird spot where we have like a month-long season planned, for the Lego month or whatever, in November. We have all these short little things happening here and there that leave Fortnite in this very vague territory, where I would say that a lot of people, based on the leaks and news and everything, might actually just be scared of the future of this game, simply put, because of how much is unknown and how we don't know how they're going to continue going onwards. I know some people have been speculating that, this has been something that's been in the works for a while, the whole entire Donald Mustard leaving thing, because of the fact that, events have been a lot lesser than what we're used to and tons of stuff like that. However, I'm not here to really speculate on all that stuff. I just think it's an interesting little topic overall to just kind of focus on, because of the fact that we're losing one of the most important people that we really knew in the social media space for Fortnite. Of course, there could have been some more private individuals who are more important than Donald Mustard. We currently aren't sure on everything about Epic Games, of course, but it still is a very interesting spot to kind of just sit in and watch happen and watch the whole entire world and the landscape of Fortnite evolve over time as all these changes happen. happen. Now, you know, we have been seeing there's been a lot less events. We have 2 events being worked on and stuff, but those upcoming events being Durian and Arnold, both codenamed, appear to be something that, you know, may have had Donald Mustard's involvement before he left, considering they've been in the works for a while, but there's also a chance that these upcoming events, and the reason why we haven't gotten any events recently, is because of Donald Mustard planning to basically retire from the game. So imagine if these are the first events that we ever see in the game that are completely hands-off for Donald Mustard, he had no impact on, and we can use that to evaluate what the future of Fortnite is even going to be looking like as the game continues to change and shift over the years. But I'd love to hear in the comments down below, what do you think about Donald Mustard leaving Epic Games? Do you think this is going to be a good thing for the game? Do you think it's going to be a bad thing? Do you just kind of wonder like how the future of the game is going to hold up in terms of like storyline and stuff? I've already heard some people saying that, oh, because Donald Mustard is leaving, the game is killing itself, right? The game is going to be game over basically, and you're not going to be able to see any cool stuff anymore. And I don't really think that, right? I don't think just because one person leaves, the game is completely just, you know, like flopped over dead or anything like that. I do think it's going to be an interesting period of time where Epic Games might be experimenting a little bit more in a way that we're not used to, but I don't think that just because Donald Mustard has left inherently means that the game's completely over as we know it, because as we know, Epic Games plans to continue fleshing out tons of other stuff like UEFN, and UEFN becomes more and more of like a priority, as well as these other little modes Epic Games is working on as they continue, you know, developing the game and focusing more on trying to build out this game as a metaverse instead of just as a battle royale game. But it was kind of interesting to wake up and see this tweet actually get posted, because originally I was going to make a video time to talk about like a little bit of a meta going on in Fortnite right now, and then, you know, I happened to see all this other stuff going on, and I was like, oh, well, that is definitely important, because, you know, as I'm recording this video, it hasn't even really been like 20 minutes since the post was made, and I just think it's a very wholesome story, and, you know, it's a very interesting way to see how Fortnite's going to be changing in the future, because Donald Mustard has been around for the creation of Fortnite. He's been around for years on Fortnite, and now he is retired. And man, it's just a very, very interesting thing. And I mean, if we even look at the history of Fortnite, even past events and stuff, the reason content creators like Candy Wing have a locker bundle in Fortnite is because Candy Wing met Donald Mustard in real life and, you know, had a little bit of like an interview type thing going on with Donald Mustard. We found out some upcoming like collaborations like the Naruto collab and everything else from him and everything. And it was an interesting way to see a creator get a locker bundle. So, you know, notice that even the person who got a locker bundle from the game will be having the person he got the locker bundle from like kind of like, well, it's not like the locker bundle is going to be removed, of course, I'm not trying to say that at all, but it's like, you know, having the person who helped him get the locker bundle leaving the company is definitely a very interesting spot and just kind of something to think about, because it's like the impact Donald Mustard has had on this game as a whole, even past events, has kind of been very, very tremendous. With that said, however, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's little rambling video where we talked about Donald Mustard leaving Fortnite as the creative chief officer, or chief creative officer. If you enjoyed today's video, or you just want to press F to pay your salutes, put a like down in the comment. Wait, what? I guess, you know, just like the video, leave a comment if you want to, do all the glorious stuff, and I'll catch you champs and champettes next time with another upload. And of course, as usual, peace out.